Okay, so I just watched or listened to the president's speech that was carried live on social media. And I am going to tell you the gist of it so that you don't have to watch. He said that he is going to deal with this humanitarian crisis. He's going to call for solutions that Democrats want as well as Republicans. He's going to ask for 75 more teams of immigration judges. I do not know how many judges are on a team. Before he spoke, he participated in a citizenship or a naturalization ceremony in the Oval Office. I think there were 5 individuals. And he spoke about citizenship and how everyone, no matter their race, color, gender, creed, or background, is treated equally. And he said that he wanted our immigration system to be the envy of the world, not the shame of the world, because it's dysfunctional. This does not have anything to do with people who are coming in. It has to do with the fact that the system is so screwed up. We have 900,000 cases of asylum backlogged right now because we were unprepared for this surge in unaccompanied minors and families that started coming in 2014. What is going on now is just an increase in acceleration of that. In the year 2000, it was 1.6 million people were apprehended at the southwestern border, and by about 2016, it was maybe 600,000, and then by 2017, it had actually gone down to maybe 400 or 500,000, and by 2018, it's now spiking, going up again. There have been fewer Mexicans and more Central Americans from the Northern Triangle, which is an area that has really seen a lot of corruption, a lot of domination of the government by the drug cartels. People are treated, they're given $1 a day for work, I kid you not, and for that, in exchange for that, they get a place to stay. But it's a dead end, and they all know it. Economically, it's horrible. They don't learn to read, and they sometimes don't even speak Spanish. They speak Quechua or other Indian languages. So this influx is not going to stop. It's only going to grow. I saw people on Facebook laughing about how there's absolutely no crisis at all, and oh my God, you know, crime is down, and crime overall is down since the 90s. Hey, I used to say the same thing. Not what we're talking about. We're talking about a vulnerability at our southwest border. We're talking about the fact that the smuggling routes are so good and so relatively easy that people even fly in from other countries to smuggle things into this country undetected. I have the links to back that up. It sounds ludicrous. I thought it was so stupid when I used to hear Fox News talking about how terrorists could cross. And I just want you to know that it's not as outlandish as it seems, and especially now because child trafficking and the sheer volume of the humanitarian issue is growing. We're not going to see the end of this. In fact, if we don't deal with it now, it could be worse before we realize it's really a crisis. I've covered this situation for on and off for 17 years. I know there are a lot of people who feel that Donald Trump does not have the best interests of people of color at heart, and I would like to, in another video, revisit where that has come from. If you think about what he has said from the beginning, he has talked about problems at the border and who's coming back and forth pretty much consistently all along. He has never said, the Mexican people have any inherently inferior qualities or anything like that. He's just basically stated the facts, if not the complete facts. And I always say in my videos, I want to thank every single immigrant who has arrived here and come here for economic opportunity and taken risks and really applied themselves and, you know, been law-abiding the whole time that they're here. It is not your fault. And we want to enable more people to come to the land of opportunity because everything is stabilized so that the trip is not risky, so that people can come through a port of entry and have more facilities. And I was actually really encouraged by his speech because he understands that. He understands that the facilities need to be beefed up. They're going to put like 25,000 more agents, I think. I believe the Border Patrol needs reform. They have a pretty high rate of misconduct and abuse. It needs to be cleaned up. So, because you'll have these rogue agents that are either involved in drugs, or this one guy that was killing escorts along the border, killed about 4 or 5 of them, including a transgender woman. So, given everything that I know, I thought the speech was good. Just want to add, another thing I always say is that in my years of covering immigration, illegal immigration, and the Latino population, I have come across advocates for this community who have told me that border security is important. There's nothing offensive about it. When people went to Ellis Island, they had one island to go to, and they had to get on a ship. Here, there are places in the border where there's a wall, and then there's just not a wall. Like, it makes no sense. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with securing it so that we really know who's coming in and out. If you want to laugh about it, it's really no laughing matter. Every security measure that we can take counts to prevent bloodshed, violence, mayhem. And it's all mayhem. You can cherry pick what race they are. I've never been interested in that. So I'm getting a little bit on my soapbox, and I am nonpartisan. I'm not in the can or the tank for Trump or the Democrats anymore. Totally nonpartisan. I don't see ideology as being a solution to the issues that face us. And I really and truly believe, after watching this situation for decades, that the U.S. government does not have the will to secure its border. That this is being done on purpose. Very, very, very powerful interests like the limbo that they have, and the flexibility they have, so that they can bring people directly in for jobs. A lot of people who come here for economic opportunity, also they get jobs in all industries. I mean, I don't think we should stereotype Latino immigrants who cross the border illegally and get jobs here. I knew somebody who, she was a prosecutor in Mexico. She made $8 a day, and then she wanted to come here for opportunity. And what is she doing now? She is a nanny, and she's studying to be an early childhood teacher. So don't say that unlimited numbers of people can just come here because, oh, they work. It's not about being lazy. It's not about any trait. It's not about any inherent trait with people. And that is what I think people don't understand about Donald Trump and his supporters, is that if anything, they're completely oblivious to race, which makes for some really interesting situations and maybe stereotyping. Make sure they get paid a lot less than American workers would accept. We all think it's great, right? Oh, no, well, nobody wants to do that job. No, that's only in farm industries and I'd say childcare. But you tell me, what group of people does not stereotype another group of people when they're not around? Tell me. Is it when you say PWT and laugh about it, which is the stupidest term ever and an insult to both blacks and whites? All right, so signing off now. Have a wonderful weekend, rest of your Saturday, and a great Sunday. Thanks.
We say the time is now. No longer will we bow. So say goodbye to control over my body and my soul, over my body and my soul, over my body and my soul. There's a fire burning in my breast. I can't see it, but I can feel it nonetheless. There's a phoenix rising from the flame, ready to take flight, all captives to unchain. Tired of the death and destruction, tired of the rape and domination, tired of opinion to maintain control, tired of the ownership over my soul. So we say the time